Om Mani Pratpana Sahaslave Krita Vishvam Bharamandalaya Nantaya Nagarajaya Namaha. Om. And exhale, release the hands. And we'll go into Surya Namaskar A. So inhale, reach. Press the shoulders forward, take the pelvis back a little. See if you can, let's take an extra breath here. See if you can narrow the front of the pelvis by pressing out on the heels, but keeping the big toes touching. And feel that engagement in the musculature of the low belly. And then see if you can keep it as you dive the pubic bones back. Keep reaching forward. And then drop the hands and fold in. Then inhale and uncoil. Hollow the belly, drop the tail, and then let's fold down again. And then we'll inhale and come all the way back up. Dropping the tailbone, lift the knees, narrow the front of the hips again by pressing out on the heels, and then exhale. Back to the beginning. Again, inhale, reach. Spreading the back of the diaphragm. Keep it spread as you take the hips way back. As you descend all the way down, use the hands to pull yourself in. Don't squeeze your belly there. Inhale, uncoil. And allow the breath to roll up the front of the spine. Then exhale, fold down again. And then inhale all the way up, pressing the shoulders forward. And exhale, back to where we started. Again, inhale and reach. And exhale, fold down. Inhale and coil. And exhale. Fold in, inhale all the way up. And exhale, back to the beginning. Full Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach. Getting length, exhale, slowly fold down. Inhale and coil. Feel the breath roll up right through the crown, then exhale, step back to a high plank. Pause here, feeling the lower belly engage. Even reach your heels back, but keep the spine pushing up a little bit right between the shoulder blades. Then bend the elbows any amount and bring the knees to the floor. Then shift the weight back, straighten the arms. Drop your tailbone like you're pulling your pubic bone up now towards your navel and come forward, but keep the rib cage nice and low so the shoulders are shrugged up by the ears. Then roll them back and then press the hands down into the floor and lift into upward facing dog. And then let's turn and look over the right shoulder, bend the right knee, reach back through the left leg so you're long through that left psoas line. Then turn to the left, straightening the right leg, bending the left knee, look over the left shoulder. And then back through center, getting lift. And exhale to downward facing dog with deep rhythmic breath. Letting the breath roll through the full length of the spine. So the visualization that we work with all the way through the practice is to lift the breath from the lowest places in the body upward. On the inhale. And that means you're lifting. It depends on what position you're in, but if your feet are flat on the floor, like in downward dog, then you lift from the arches of the feet, up through the inseams of the legs, through the pelvic floor, all the way to the heart. All on the inhale. And then as you exhale, you let the breath slide forward and down, right through the skull, but also through the arms and hands and the fingertips back into the earth. And we can talk at length about why that is, but come forward now to your feet and inhale, get length. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, slowly rising up. Dropping the tail, press out on the heels and exhale. Back to the beginning. Again, inhale and reach. Press out on the heels, exhale slowly. All the way down. Inhale, uncoil. With a hollow belly, and exhale, go back. This time, just go all the way to Chaturanga. And then knees down or not, but roll in the same way to upward dog, taking the shoulders back, and then feel the lift from the heart straight up through the soft palate and through the crown. And then exhale, go back to downward facing. And tracing that same energetic movement of the breath, lifting from the lowest places on the inhale, always into the center of the heart, and then radiating out from there in every direction as you exhale, but especially down the arms and also through the skull. One more like this. And coming forward to your feet, and inhale, get length. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, back to the beginning. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Inhale, uncoil. Tracing that same line all the way up, and exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale, go back. Downward facing now. As you're breathing here, you can accentuate the experience of that internal movement of the breath in many, many ways, but one way is to drop your tailbone a little bit right at the beginning of each inhale. And as you drop your tailbone and start to inhale, the center of gravity will naturally shift forward. Allow that to happen. And then as you exhale, you lift the coccyx back up, or lift the pubic bone and dive it up and back toward the coccyx as you push the hands forward and down to send your center of gravity back. So that you're allowing the body to move with the breath. One more. Beautiful. Then coming forward to your feet, and inhale, get length. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, back to the beginning. Let's move on to Surya Namaskar B. So take a free breath in. And then exhale, touch the fingertips to the earth. Inhale to Utkatasana. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, uncoil. Hollow the belly and exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale, go back right through downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, then drop the tail, roll the breath up the front of the spine and reach. And exhale all the way back down to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale, go back through downward facing left foot forward. Then inhale slowly and reach. And exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back to downward facing. Now to the previous gesture. That is that gesture of dropping the tailbone with the inhale and then diving the pubic bone up and back with the exhale. You can also add a gentle engagement of the musculature right above the pubic bone and below the navel, even down below the belly. As if you're lifting the breath from the center of the pelvis up the front of the sacrum and behind the belly to the heart. That's your Mula Uddiyana Bandha pattern internally. And you're letting the whole body move with it. One more. And coming forward to your feet. And inhale, getting length. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale to Utkatasana. Stand tall. Exhale, right through Samasthiti. Touch the fingertips to the earth. Then again, inhale to Utkatasana. And exhale, fold. Inhale and coil. And exhale, go back. Inhale, waving up. And exhale through downward facing right foot forward. Then inhale and reach. And exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back through downward facing left foot forward. Then inhale and reach. And exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back. Downward facing. Way deeper in the breath. One more. And come forward to your feet. And inhale, get length. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, roll the breath up the front of the spine. Drop the tail. Stand tall. Exhale. As if you were going to do Surya Namaskar B again. Touch the fingertips to the floor. Then inhale, lift your sitting bones high, but drop your tailbone at the same time so you feel your belly hollowing out. Turn the fingers back. And then exhale. Just fold down over your legs. So if you're quite flexy, you can keep your fingers on the floor back behind your legs. Maybe even put the palms flat, draw in. Or you could have your hands just to the back of your calves, right? Or you could even just be hanging here with your arms crossed. That would do too. Same energetically, the basic pattern would be the same. So you're just allowing the head to fall toward the earth. It's very important that you release all the tension through the spine and through especially the cervical spine and all the way up through the soft palate as you exhale. One more. Inhale and coil. And exhale, go back to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale to downward facing. Now I like to take an extra in-breath here. Not every day, but often, just to get more length. Then exhale, step your right foot forward right between your hands for Trikonasana. This is a nice way to go into Trikonasana, where you can sweep your left hand back and then up. And it gives you good pelvic alignment to come into it this way. And play with having a nice wide stance here, nice long stance. And feel all four corners of each foot grounding down into the floor. So keep your external rotators on both hips actively engaged, but then push back down just behind the big toes on each foot. So you have both spiral and counter spiral there. Now, take the left hand back by your hip, then you're going to take it down. We're going into Ardha Chandrasana. Take it down, forward, and then maybe also up. Or you might have both hands on the floor, or maybe you can take your left hand on the hip like this, but you're trying to get a nice long line from your back heel all the way through the crown. And you're going to flex the back foot because it helps you to stay connected with the Apana pattern. And then if you're stable enough here, you can even turn and gaze up towards your left hand. But if you don't practice this regularly, you might be surprised at how wobbly you are. More. It's harder than it looks, but stay with that. One more. And then exhale, bring the left hand back to the hip, then turn back to the earth, step to a high plank position. Inhale. And exhale, lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale, back. Inhale, get length. Exhale, step the left foot forward for Trikonasana. Take the right hand back by your right hip and then up. Roll the shoulders back. Get long through the spine. Keep reaching your tailbone back so that you don't have unnecessary curvature in the lumbar spine. One more. Exhaling, take the right hand down, back, and sweep it forward and up as you shift the weight into the left foot. So left hand, if possible, you put it flat on the ground. But if you need more lift, you can just go onto your fingertips. The hand is not directly in front of the left foot, but it's out to the side a little bit, so toward the front left corner of your mat. Keep flexing that back ankle. And then just as an experiment, notice that if you point your toe, that tends to dive the pubic bone toward the coccyx. If you flex the ankle, that tends to pull the coccyx toward the pubic bone. And there's no one right way to do it, but see which way gives you a better sense of stability and balance. Flexing is more aponic. And I think here in these balancing poses, connecting more to the apana is a good idea if you want more stability. One more. And then exhale, return to the earth, to a high plank. Inhale. And exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back. Inhale, get length. And exhale, step the right foot forward. Left hand to the outside of the right foot. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolved triangle. Turn and reach. With deep rhythmic breath. Going deeper on the exhales into the twist, pulling that right sitting bone toward the medial line. One more inhale. And then exhale, shift the weight into the right foot for Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand out in front of you and a little to the left. The right hand goes down, forward, and up. Here too, you could just stay looking down, but you want to try to turn the pelvis to the right. And then reach if you're reaching. Getting as long as you can from the back foot to the crown. One more. And exhale, return to the earth. Inhale, high plank. And exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back. Downward facing inhale, get length. And exhale, left foot forward. And take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Turn and reach. And feel the breath spreading across the plane of the heart. Reaching out from that plane as you exhale. Lifting the support as you inhale. One more. And exhale, shift the weight forward for Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, second side. And indeed, these are harder than they look, so give yourself space to learn, space to experiment. It has to develop. One more. And exhale, return to the earth. Inhale to a high plank. And exhale, lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. Urdhva Mukha, exhale back. Adho Mukha, inhale, get length. And exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands and reach the right foot up behind you. Digasana, come onto your fingertips. Flex the back ankle. Square your hips toward the floor. Make the spine as long as you can make it. One more. And then exhaling, start to come up. And then as you inhale, take your right foot up in front of you, reach the hands above the shoulders, and get as tall as you can be. So drop your tailbone, pull back and up underneath the belly, press the shoulders forward, stay with it. One more. And then exhale, turn to your right. Now you can bend the right knee and take your left hand to the outside of the knee, or you might keep the right leg straight and have the palm of the left hand on the outside of the heel. Either way, drop your right sitting bone and pull it in toward the midline and make the spine as long as possible so that the crown is floating high above the heart. And the heart is floating high above the pelvis. And the pelvis is floating high above the earth. One more. And exhale, turn back forward. Now you might bring your hands back down to the floor, or you might have your hands on your hips, or you might have the arms straight out to the side, which is harder than it looks. One more. And exhale, return to the earth. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale back. Inhale, get length. And exhale, step the right foot forward, and then coming up into that first variation of Digasana. With a hollow belly, so you're lifting the front of the body up into the back. And keep the gaze slightly forward and down. One more. And then rising up, take the left foot out in front of you. And make the back of the body long. Also, spread the back of the body laterally between the hip bones, broadening the back of the diaphragm, spreading between the shoulder blades, and even the occipital base of the skull. One more inhale. And exhale, turn to the left. And straighten that right leg. One more. And then exhale, release, and turn back forward. Spiraling internally through that left leg. I find it more natural to point the toe here, which you might flex. Just feel the difference. What's important is that you're aware of the difference it makes and that you're using that movement to create better energetic balance. One more. And exhale. Return to the earth. Inhale, high plank. And exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, wave up. And exhale back. Inhale, get length. And exhale, jump forward to a squatting position. Inhale, Utkatasana. So the toes are touching, the heels are apart, the knees are touching, if possible, and you're dropping the coccyx and the pubic bones toward each other. And then there's a sense of the lap being hollow and reaching from the back of the diaphragm all the way up to the fingertips. And then exhale, twist to the left. And the hands can stay in prayer position, or maybe you can bring the right hand down and the left arm straight up. Stay with it. I know it's a lot on the legs. One more. And then back through center. And then twisting to the second side, to the right. Going nice and low. You can allow that left knee to go forward to the right knee a little bit, like you would in Pashasana. One more. And then back through center. Try to think nice thoughts about me while you take a few more breaths here. One more. And exhale. Bring the hands down. Shift the weight forward. Maybe you can lift the feet off the floor. And then hop back to chaturanga. Inhale to Urdhva Mukha. And exhale back. Adho Mukha, inhale, get length. Come to a high plank. And exhale, lower to chaturanga. And then all the way down to your belly. Now you're going to take your right hand straight back. And then you're going to roll onto your right side, just like this. okay? And you're just gonna see if you can balance there with your left foot stacked on top of your right. You might lift your left elbow and look straight up. And for many of us, this is enough. But if you want to go further, you might be able to kick your left foot up into your left hand, catching the big toe, and gaze up the line of the left arm. And you might not even be holding the foot, but you might just have the left arm straight up. You can go ahead and release that, bring the foot down. You might be holding it like this too. And then exhale, touch the hip with the left hand, roll your belly, lift to chaturanga, and then second side. So go to the left, and kicking up. This is another one that's much harder than it looks. And the trick is that you have to keep your psoas engaged. If you let go of the tone in the lower belly, you'll wobble and you'll lose the integrity. So release and inhale with the foot close to the hand. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale again. Exhale, touch the hip, roll to your belly, and inhale, waving up. And exhale back. Inhale, roll to a high plank. And exhale, come down to chaturanga, and then all the way down. In Shalabhasana, take the hands back, toes together, and lift. Gazing softly forward and down. And then release. Take your left arm out in front of you. Tuck the toes of the left foot underneath. So we're going to do Ardha Mekasana. Catch the right foot with the thumb up. Draw the foot down toward the outside of your right hip. Then reach back and up through the right knee. Maybe you can even lift that whole right leg off the floor. And keep pressing the foot down toward the outside of your right hip. One more. And then switch sides. Draw it down. Reach the right knee off the floor. Lift the left knee. And exhale, release. And then both sides together. Draw the feet down, inhale, lift. One more. And release to chaturanga. Inhale, waving up. And exhale, go back. Inhale, get length. And exhale, come to your knees. Inhale, hands to the hips. For Ustrasana, exhale, roll the shoulders back, bring the hands to the heels. Or you could be holding a pair of blocks in your hands too. As you inhale, pull the pubic bones back and down. As you exhale, push the hips even further forward and drop the head back. With every inhale, lift and spread the back of the diaphragm. Keep that lift as you exhale. One more. And then inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, take it back. If you need to come out, you can come out, of course. But if you can, Put your right hand flat on the floor on the inside of your right ankle. Push the hips forward. One more. Inhale, come up. And exhale, second side. So take the left hand to the floor now and reach the right arm straight back. You might have the palm facing the medial line, facing the center line, so that you can press the right shoulder up, engaging the serratus anterior. One more. Back up through center. Let's do one more symmetric variation. So if you want, you could just have your hands on the hips and keep the head down, or take both hands to the floor. And inhale back up. And exhale, hands down. Tuck the toes under, shift the weight back. Bring the knees to the chest. Take an extra breath here. Just a couple more poses and then we'll move on to finishing. Inhale, lift up into Lolasana if that's possible. And then exhale back, Chaturanga. Inhale to Urdhva Mukha. Exhale back, Adho Mukha. Inhale, getting length. And exhale, come through. And lie back. Bend your knees so you're setting up for Dhanurasana. And then inhale up. Five slow, steady breaths. You don't go into your deepest one right away. You just come into it, find the steadiness of your breath, and then exhale, come down. Maybe you walk your hands in more, and then inhale, lift for number two. Exhale, go down, touch the head to the floor, come right back up into number three as soon as you are able. And inhale, standing out of that one if you can. So if you're not standing, if you're not dropping back, then do three more Urdhva Dhanurasanas. If you are dropping back, we'll go ahead and just go right into them. If you've got a good steady breath with them, you can do five. However you need. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this movement today. Just do them if you can, or do some more Urdhva Dhanurasanas. Maybe some half backs. There's three of them. And then a final Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hold it for 10 breaths. And then coming out. If you stood out of it, then you can hang here. Otherwise, just come down onto your back. And then bend the knees and come down. And we'll come into Paschimottanasana. One more. And I'll lift the gaze. And then exhale, go back. Into Tadagi Mudra. So palms flat, flex your ankles. And get long through the back of the spine. Take slow, rhythmic breaths. One more. All the way to empty, then initiate the lift. Bring the feet up over the hips. You could stay there or kick up into Sarvangasana. Come through and lie back into Savasana.